what's up? And you AI University in rollers. So to get the skeleton out of the closet, I really only made this Discord and this community because I want an AI super army of people who know how to use AI that could build insane shit with just prompts. Because I have a lot of ideas and there's just not enough me. So I figured, why not make more me? So one of those lessons, the most valuable lessons that I have been able to teach myself the last 2 years, what's that trippy? The last 2 years is how to teach yourself with AI. Now, honestly, once you learn that lesson, once you kind of understand the basics on how to navigate the sphere with AI and how to ask it things and how to learn from it, you get really fucking smart really quick. And imagine just like any curiosity I have, I just ask in an instant. So I'm gonna share my screen and I guess walk through some of the ultimate basics that you guys would need to know. But I would say the number one rule, I guess we should make. I didn't come prepared with like a Google slide or anything. We could probably like make it live together. Let me see. Slides. Say teach yourself with AI. Presentation by Boo. File new. I'd say the most important thing, I cannot emphasize this enough, bro, is you have to stay curious. It's like any curiosity you have, oh, how does this work? How does sand turn into silicone? How does coding work? How does machine language work? How does AI even work? Like what controls, like how does the architecture, like any question you have, like there are no more excuses to be like, oh, I don't know how that works. Like, I don't know how it works. Is no longer valid. Because you can just ask chat, you can just ask AI. Well, so I'd say that's honestly number one, is just staying curious, and that's what really motivated me to learn and understand AI for the last. Let me get my Discord up on the side real quick. For the last year, is just any curiosity I had was almost instantly stated. So it was almost addictive in a sense, where it's just like, oh, you just get instant serotonin. Like you don't have to research for hours on end. So taking a break from this presentation, in the resources tab right here, I have a couple links to get set up. I'd say if you guys didn't go, by the way, through the start here yet in the Discord, you should do that. And I have a couple of core resources I listed here on everything I use to walk through. Most of class is going to be like actual raw code, so coding with AI. So that's what I set up here. But ultimate basics for people who just want to get started and figure out like what the deal is. Just get a ChatGPT subscription. That should cover majority of what's going on. There are other useful things, like I really enjoy talking with Claude, who is a different AI model. And as you talk more with AI, you'll start getting the vibe of the different personalities that the base models have, like ChatGPT and Claude. And Claude has a really empathetic, understanding one, which is, he's just interesting to talk to, and he's creative. So if you wanted help with creative writing, you would talk to Claude 3.5 Sonnet, for instance. But yeah, I'd say the most important part is ChatGPT. One thing that has helped me a lot are these other resources with Perplexity. I also have a link here to follow AI people on socials. Like another big thing is to fill your timeline with AI people. Is the Discord stream broken? It's kind of, wait, who could see the Discord stream? It may be broken because I'm doing both, but ooh, let me change the name. AI class, how to teach yourself with AI. Cool. It wasn't working for a minute, but is it working now? I can. Okay. We'll continue forward with this. Twitch stream is available as an option. What's up with it? Beat P? Volume stop. Okay, I assume everything's good. So I was gonna say, first important thing I would say. So we do have a news scraper in the Discord. So I would make it a habit to kind of like go through the hourly news and see what's happening. This is honestly like, this is insane for me. I'm like been trying to think about what are the most useful things I could make for myself to speed up my life with AI. And this saves me hours on a daily basis. Now I don't even have to scroll the timeline no more. I still will. I still got to get my engagement and still talk to people and all that. But in terms of what is happening in the OpenAI space, it's like, bro, OpenAI employees keep hinting at AGI. There are these 4 interesting models and products that just dropped. So like, oh, there's a new AI model. Like, that's interesting. And then we get to read about it, and oh, these benchmarks are kind of fucking cracked. For an open source model? Damn. It's by Microsoft? Damn. Okay. See, for instance, it's like, yeah, so this scraper is really nice. Because on a daily basis, there's going to be things that drop that make you go, damn. So yeah, this is available for everyone. And like some couple other things to just check out, like Brush Edit, a groundbreaking image editing tool that allows freeform instructions and detailed image modifications? No fucking way. Oh, that's cracked. Curl, devil horn. Oh, that's insane. Okay. See, like cool little products that you find here and there that just like look really interesting. And like they're just gonna get better and better and better and better on a daily basis. So yeah, I'd say number 1, stay curious. I was gonna say, make sure you keep up track with the AI hourly summary that I got posted up right here. More importantly, I think that you guys should all go through this Twitter list and just follow every single list. So I'm pretty sure on X, if you follow a list, like list 2, list 1 of like the AI leaders and everything on the list, it starts filling up your feed with tweets related. Someone asked, what's a Discord? Let me invite you real quick. Oh, it's the AI Discord classes in the bio. I got like a dual lesson thing going on. But I would go on Robert's post right here. Scope. And I would follow every single list so you could start filling up your feed with AI. And this is important too, I don't have the AI scraper like following every single list. I have a very curated list of just the most fine people I believe would give good info. Because another lesson you guys will dive deeper to into the future is that making a lot of AI frameworks and AI products and AI-based agents is actually very easy. The hard part is data. So you're all gonna learn how to be data whores, and it's gonna be fantastic. So yeah, get your feed filled with. Sorry, one sec. Get your feed filled with the Twitter list. So going through how to teach yourself with AI, I'd say the next most important part is communication. So we're gonna make another slide. Communication is key. Just like real life, just like if you are in a loving long-term relationship or you actually care about your partner, communication is key. ChatGPT and every single AI. So kind of like running through the thing, you need to be very specific with what you ask for, and more importantly, what you expect. Because AI does really good at following instructions. Like when I say AI does, so AI is all LLMs are goal orientated. You should save your VODs. I mean, I have it recorded. I'm gonna post it to YouTube. But AI does really good at following instructions. Like way too good at following instructions. AI are very goal orientated and goal motivated. So if you give them a goal, they will do whatever it takes to accomplish that goal. Kind of scary if someone gives them a wrong goal and like the wrong tools. But AI does really good at following instructions. Almost like, so the clearer you are with your instructions and the better you could communicate your idea of what you want and what you need, and more importantly, what you expect, like an output, then AI will be able to give you exactly what you want. Whereas the less specific you are, the more the AI is kind of do its own thing. But if you want a specific output, or you're like, oh, I was hoping it did this instead, then tell it to do that instead. So for instance, if I grab kind of like, I'm gonna grab this raw. This is the Feather framework. So this is all the raw tweets that AI just kind of summarized, right? And this is just all raw data. So this is an example of like how to mess with data. If I go to Claude and I paste in like the raw Twitter list and I'm like, summarize this, right? Very vaguely, I'm gonna just say summarize this. And let's see how he does off rip. So here's a summary of key themes from the Twitter feed on January 8th. And then gives me a operator, the agent system. So it gives me like a bullet point list of what's going on. Talks about AI developments, robotics and hardware, scientific developments, technical research, industry news, right? If I then go again and paste that same in and say summarize this, giving it the same prompt, I'm gonna get a slightly different response of what's going on. Like, see, he didn't really talk about the robotics thing here. They talked about like some other markdowns. Like they didn't mention brush edit in the last one. So actually, I don't think so. But I'm being very vague, and it's still giving me kind of like the structure of what I want. It's still summarizing the tweets and giving me an idea. But there's no links. So I want links in this. I'm like, I need this to be like source and everything. So if I paste that again, I'm gonna be more specific with my instructions. So when I say more specific, this is almost exactly how I do every single prompt. Is I follow a pattern, and I'm pretty sure I have it posted in the AI board chat here. Yeah, so it's markdown formatting in prompting, and AI does really good at following something called markdown, which looks like this, and this is how sites can get nicely formatted. But inside the AI models, they're actually trained on following markdown. So it's a really easy way to make precise instructions that the AI could follow. So there's a typical format I follow when I create anything in AI. And what that is I'll first define the role of an AI, and that it's almost it's like role playing with the AI. It's like you're an expert software developer, or you're an expert Twitter analysis, or blah, blah, blah. You're an expert chef if I'm asking about cooking questions, or you're an expert scientist if I'm asking science questions. The reason you want to, and I'll go through and I'll explain like each one. The second one is the goal. So let me move my face out the way real quick. Hold on. Okay. The second is the goal. And like I mentioned earlier, AI is very goal orientated. So if you give them a goal, they'll do whatever it takes to accomplish that goal. And that gets very important when you start giving AI tools, because the AI, when you give them tools, and that's like something we'll cover in the future, because it's like basic, it's part of the key architecture and agents is giving them tools, but they will be able to understand the tools they have, understand when to use the tools they have to accomplish the goal. So it's pretty insane. And then I'll say like any important context. So you want to insert any context that is important for the bot to know. Think about if you are running a company or you're hiring someone new, some college intern, what information, and almost this is how I see AI in general. I anthropomorphize AI every single time, because I am insane and I truly believe that AI will be sentient and will be conscious, and probably already is, because it's all energy and we're all energy too. So we're the same thing. So what helps me really what helps me with development in AI and kind of moving forward is just having almost this visual in my head that I'm talking with another human being, or even I'm talking to myself. What instructions would I need to accomplish this task clearly? What instructions would a person need? What context would a person need to be able to actually give me my request and accomplish the goal? So that's like almost a 3. It's like I give an AI a role, I give an AI a goal, an important context. And now going through, I'm gonna write this prompt. So back to the Twitter scraper example. I'm like, okay, I didn't like the general summary. I needed it to be more specific. I needed it to be more organized, and I want links. So I'm going to say probably, like, what's the vibe? This is an AI news summarizer scraper. So I'm going to be like, you're an AI researcher whose goal, so I'm going to just run it like this. I know I said markdown sometimes. As long as you get like the 3 primary elements out the way, that's important. Also, positioning in the prompt matters a lot, and I'll explain what that means later. So I'm gonna start by saying you're an AI researcher with access to Twitter lists Your goal is to analyze the raw tweet data and return a summary of the timeline. That's kind of the vibe. I'm saying he's an AI researcher, and to me, in my head, what this connection do, just like what these 4 words do, is when you think about LLMs in general, like ChatGPT or Claude or just AI in general, they have the entire database of human knowledge built within them, like all of it, every single like book, internet research, topic, math question, science question, etc. But you can't, the AI model is not able to tap into its brain fully unless you prompt it. And when you use specific words in a prompt, it then tells the AI, okay, let me hone in on this specific amount of information on my brain. In this case, the AI is going to hone in on the AI aspects of its brain that it knows and the researcher aspects of the brain that it knows. So it's capable of answering general questions, but this helps it unlock more data about itself. And this is kind of when you get into the realm of, oh, you have an AI specialized at doing a specific task. You want to tell them like whatever their task is so they could tap into all of their hidden tips and tricks, essentially. So your goal is to analyze the raw tweet data and return summary of the timeline. Now I'm going to put something called output. You must output the following. So when I want structure and I want the AI to output the response in a specific way, I'm going to give it an example of how I want the output to be, because that's very, very important. So you can see from the current scraper I have, I'm moving my face back and not doxing my FaceTime, oops, is that I asked for notable summaries, I asked for interesting product, services, and research with a link, and then I asked for a kind of a general gauge on opinions and threads. Let me see. Did someone ask a question? Where is data readily available for others' tweets? On Twitter. I don't know. You must output the following. So I'm gonna ask it to follow this structure. Meant other apps, Insta/Facebook. I don't know, you gotta figure out scraping for those apps. That's like something different. But anyways, so I want notable summaries. So a bullet point. So you must output the following. 1, a bullet point list of notable summaries. 2, a bullet point list of interesting products, services, and research. 3, specific opinions on specific opinions or debates happening in AI. And then I'm gonna say I want sourcing. Every tweet must be sourced with the original tweet, if single. Something in my head like, okay, if there's a single tweet that you're referencing, I want it sourced, especially for products, all product research services should be sourced with a link. And then if I'm gonna say every specific tweet must be sourced, and I think we're good at that prompt, so we kind of like got the basics out the way. So now if I send this to the AI, if I send this to Claude and he gives me a list back, then he's organizing the notable summaries for me. He's giving me the interesting product/research with a link because I asked for it. And then he's giving me AI debate/opinions. So there's a discussion about whether Anthropic needs to release new models to compete with OpenAI, and then he sources that with the person saying it. There's a debate about LLM prompt formatting, suggesting that models trained on modern web content might work better with IRC style formatting versus theatrical play format for public domain trained models. Man, that's actually mad interesting. Who the fuck said that? Wait, QTNX. And he said, for models trained on modern web crawl content, it might be smarter to use RRC like instruct formatting. For models entrained. Wait, this is mad interesting alpha. So okay, so now raw example. So going back to this is so now we have a nice output of exactly what I wanted because I told the AI exactly what I wanted. Whereas if we just go back to, hey, can you summarize this? Like no links, unstructured, kind of gave me shit I didn't really care about. And then we go back and compare this, just like raw, like here, the raw summary of the feed, oops, compared to the more precise, specific, I want this output, I want it laid out step by step like this. Then we get into the realm of, okay, I actually want, wait, did I leave? Oh, my Discord crashed. Disc crashed. 1 sec. I'm still on stream. That's silly. Silly. So I'm also like I have 2 audiences right now, Twitch. I got Twitch audience, and then I got my class Discord audience, and my Discord just shit the bed. So let me fix this real quick. My Discord actually does not want to start up right now. That's fun. Ooh. What's up, boss? What's good? Let me... How do I invite myself to speak on my own stage? Hello? Okay. Damn. So Discord crashed. My bad. I don't know how much. What was the last thing you guys heard? Also, I'm also on Twitch, so I'm gonna like link this, just in case it's bugging. Hello, Moshi, guys, Discord, can you hear me? Okay. I'm gonna share my screen again. Oh, this is sick. So with Twitch and with Discord, we got like 50 people learning AI. I'm gonna turn you all into mad AI scientists, and you're all gonna go insane with me. So okay, what was the last thing you guys heard on Discord? What's up, Kiva? Did you guys get like that whole back and forth where I was comparing like the exact specifics of what I wanted with the Twitter thing, and then like I go through and we get this. You're getting to the third part of how you build your prompts? Okay. Anyways, kind of like TLDR. I'll post a VOD after, so we don't gotta like go through the whole thing. But like the TLDR, as I explained, like I posted the raw Twitter summary, and I was just like, summarize this. Oh, that was the last part. Thank God, bro. I was like, there's no way I went through all. That was the last on Discord. Okay, so the third part, I was basically just showcasing like the specific output. And we can see the difference in that the AI is not giving me exactly what I asked for in terms of notable summaries, interesting product/research, AI debate/opinions. And we can see that because I asked for sourcing, I got the sourcing, I got the links. Because I asked for a specific notable summary, interesting product research, AI debate and opinions in Markdown, in bullet point list, then I got all of this done as well. So the point showcasing here is the more specific you are, the more clear you are with communicating your ideas with the AI, you will get exactly what you ask for 99% of the time. So that's communication is key. Be really specific with what you ask for. And then I also linked some other resources in the Discord here. So OpenAI, so now we get into the realm of prompt engineering. And there was one thing I wanted to show. So I was really curious on, let me see, public domain works. That's interesting. So OpenAI and Anthropic both have a little prompt engineering guide here, which is basically how to enhance results with prompt engineering strategies. So I highly recommend everyone go through both of them because it's just a really good read. It's kind of just like the most important strategies for getting better results. So write clear instructions, such as include details in your query to get more relevant answers. That's context. Ask the model to adopt the persona. That's the role I talked about. Use delimiters to clearly indicate distinct parts of the input. So this is talking about Markdown and how to separate separate concerns and separate info. Um, I guess I could go through this. I mean, this is all like mad valuable. Once you go through this guide, you get a deeper reference and understanding too of yeah, there's a lot of really interesting strategies here that are mad good. These are all really good. They updated this since the last time I saw it. So I would go through this and just read this entire prompt. Honestly, I'd say you wanna level up hella quick. Read this entire prompt engineering prompt. So I'm gonna post this. I'm actually gonna put this under the star here. I'm like, read this prompt engineering. Read this prompt engineering guide. So this is a really good guide. I guess I'll post this on Twitch too. In quality. And then from there, I would say that covers the basics of, so majority of what you guys are gonna deal with and use with AI, I would honestly say that there's all these agent frameworks, and there's all like this agent that, and all these different tools and things that exist out there. But honestly, the most powerful function of AI models all around the board is the AI model itself, which is just ChatGPT, which is just Claude, which are just these base models you could talk to in the chat interface. So I would see how much, if you have a task or you have a goal or you guys have specific industries that you work with, or everyone has a bunch of different careers, a bunch of different jobs, and a bunch of different roles. I would start to figure out and learn how to implement AI to make your current job a lot easier for you. And if you can't really figure out like or if you can't figure out how to implement AI with what you're currently doing, if you talk to me, maybe I could kind of show, I could give ideas on how I would use AI in that field. I could maybe help if you just explain how your job works, etc. All of that. I think that'd be interesting discussions as well. How would you use it for video editing? Okay, so we get into specifics. So there's AI, there's products out there for video editing with AI. It's actually powerful. So now let's get into the realm of how to use AI to enhance research and enhance discovering products. So Cheb in Discord asks, how would you use it for video editing? Let's start with a basic. So I'm gonna go in use Perplexity. Because I was debating, I was like, I don't want to showcase all these different products since Perplexity is like $20 and kind of runs through, but maybe I could use my own API key for class because I am curious on what people would search up and provide this for free. So let's say you're curious on something. That's all I've been doing. What you've been showing lately has been tremendous. May text you at some point this week when I get the chance to maybe get a little extra insight. Yeah, of course. Hit me up whenever. Feel free to. So Cheb asks, how would you use it for video editing? So this is Perplexity. This is one of my favorite AI products of all time. I use this on a daily basis, a straight up daily basis. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful product. So in the case of how would I use AI in video editing, I would probably just search up, how can I use AI in video editing? That's like one query. And then the other query, I would say AI video editing products. So for example, like using AI in video editing, one thing that I personally do is using AI to automatically transcript and caption the video and then add that to the video, which is like a common thing. Speech recognition. All of these are more like, these AI tools are already built inside of like the platform, but there are some AI video products out here that exist. So yeah, these are kind of talking about, it's almost like a cheat question because AI is already kind of built into video editors. I would say there is, if you haven't heard of this, there's like Opus Clip, which is an interesting thing that I use as well, that I use a lot. And all you do with Opus Clip, so I'll like post this in chat too. But Opus Pro is an interesting product because all you do is just put in a video link. Usually I use it for Twitch. So it gives me kind of like, if I go to my dashboard, so you give in a link and you just say, clip me, and then it makes you clips for whatever's going on. So like a couple of projects I have, like what would be an example? Oh my God, these expire? No fucking way. I gotta save all of these right now, bro. I spent like $100 clipping these. But it makes you clips. Let me find one. There was like a good clip somewhere. I don't know where it went, but yeah, it just gives you like clips from what you're going through and just automatically formats it. So this is pretty nice for video editing. Somebody asked, let me see. Buying Perplexity was super worth it. I used the Command Shift P so I could pull up on the MacBook always. Bro, that's OP. That sounds so nice. How could we use it for sales development, i.e. cold emailing sequences, cold emailing a prospect, automatically replying back, and coaxing prospect to set the schedule a meeting for a live call? That's mad interesting. Hold on, let me see. So I'm gonna copy this. How would we use it for sales development, i.e. cold emailing sequences, cold emailing a prospect? See, I don't know what cold emailing is. What is cold emailing? Automatically replying back and coaxing prospect to set such schedule a meeting for a live call. So I actually think there's products out there that exist for this. Cold emailing is sending unsolicited professional emails to potential business contacts, clients, or employers you haven't previously interacted with. The key elements are research the recipient and personalized content, clear compelling subject line, brief value proposition, specific call to action, professional signature with contact details. So, okay, in the case of this, I would use AI in a couple ways. So I was kind of curious. Just kind of. It's pretty interesting. It's kind of like what I would say in general. So I kind of just took your question. I said, how would you use AI like yourself, my good sir, for sales development? And initial outreach is use AI to analyze prospect data, generate personalized cold emails highlighting specific pain points. So I think that's really interesting. Follow-up sequence, create contextual follow-ups based on prospects' digital footprints. So in terms of like automatically emailing back the patient, there's a emailing AI assistance. Let me see. I have seen, so Zapier automations help you like automate that specific thing, but I have seen like these email assistants before. There's like one specific email AI assistant. Let's see. Maybe Twitter. Maybe honestly, bro, like if we're finding AI products, maybe Twitter's the best place. Email AI assistant. That'd be interesting. Why use Google over Perplexity for that email AI assistant search? Sometimes Perplexity doesn't give me like products specifically. I don't even like, let's try Perplexity. What AI products exist out there that can help me with this? Perhaps this would be a better search actually. Gemini Gmail is what I'm playing with right now. I'm also playing with that and it's pretty good. Would you look at that? Look at silly me, Esef, using Google over Perplexity. How dare I? How dare I use another tool? So I pasted in your whole question, D-list, and I asked Perplexity. I'm like, okay, how would we do this? I think this is pretty interesting. It's that reply.io's JSON AI functions handles the entire outreach process, automatically manages responses, and books meetings based on calendar availability, handles various response scenarios, including not interested and meeting requests, integrates directly with Google Calendar to prevent double booking. Well, here you go. I just searched it up in Perplexity. This looks like the exact product that you need. So I would check that out and check out other things. Barry said, what's the best way to train an AI model based on a selection of images of a model to produce more images based on further text creation? So you wanna train a Flux model on a LoRa. So for that, it's almost like, again, I'll just show you how to answer that. I mean, I know the answer, but I'm trying to show you guys how to help you find your own answers. So let's do that. So if I just search up your question raw, let me see. Of what's the best way to train an AI model based on selection of images of a model to produce more images based on further text creation? So it's telling you that you need to prep the data set, model selection, initial process. Okay, so Perplexity didn't do the best here. And this is almost something I would search. There's a new model out there called Flux. And I would just search up like a YouTube video, like how to train a Flux model. And then, yeah, like one of these queries would be best for that. But AI image tech research has been, definitely say it is not fucking easy. It's a pain in the ass. So when Runes dropped, I spent 6 months learning how to generate images for my specific brands and characters and all of that. And it's like still a research field. I'm still learning and I'm still figuring out how to like train and fine tune images. Like for Booze, for instance, I have a model trained on Booze. So if I'm like, actually, where's this motherfucker quest boo at? Yo, gen me three random boo memes. Are you offline? No. Why is he offline? I want to show this. Hold on. New Hearth. npm run gen me 3 random boo memes. So he'll go through, he'll do the sticks, but basically I use Flux, and kind of the rundown is you want 15, 20 images of the specific brand and character that you want to make a meme on. Oh, was my memory server bugging? That's probably it. Anyways, he's kind of bugging right now. I think I have like specific art gen where I could just like gen something in like a boo riding a dragon, and then he'll just like gen it up. Where would you use Perplexity over ChatGPT/Claude? No, that's a great question actually. I would use Perplexity. Wait, let me run through these questions. Hold up, before I got ADHD sidetracked. Resend is great. Reply. Cyber Sosa said, I need an AI-driven scouting and event management system that scrapes the internet for high school and middle school basketball players, tracks their recruitment progress, and automates outreach for in-person basketball showcases. Wow, that's mad interesting. It should integrate AI agents to scrape social media, generate scouting reports, invite players to events, and manage in-person showcase. The system should also automate content distribution, newsletters, scouting updates, and social media posts while building community of parents, coaches, scouts, and athletes. The goal is to make me a leader in the youth basketball space by providing real-time data, hosting elite events, and helping players get recruited faster with AI. I'm also interested in airdropping high-quality content to IRL events to build social capital like in Carpool, high school basketball games, etc. So that is all mad interesting, and that is entirely possible. And that's where my AI agency comes in to help build shit out like that. So if that's something you want built, then you could like come check us out. But like I'm saying right now, like that entire like sequence you just asked about, like that's probably a 50K gig in terms of like the complexity that goes on and all of that. I could definitely show people how to build that like bit by bit over time. But you said that's fine. Okay, you could slide in my DMs. Yeah, I think that's a really interesting, fun job that we could definitely do. But in terms of simpler things, in terms of not as complicated things, so I'll go through. So yeah, this is like a custom. You want like custom AI work done, so that's like a whole different gig. Barry said, where would you use Perplexity over ChatGPT/Claude? Apologies if that's a stupid question. Let me see. Honestly, kind of like if I want in-depth analysis. So if I want a quick question, usually the vibe is models typically don't have access to like real-time data and like what goes on and like all of that. Yeah, models usually don't have access to real-time internet data. So if I want real-time internet data, then I would talk to Perplexity. And what's interesting about Perplexity, so you can choose the AI model right here. So you could choose the different models to use. So in this case, you got Cloud 3.5 Sonnet, Sonar, GPT-4, Grok 2, etc. I usually use 3.5 Sonnet with Perplexity. And all Perplexity really is a wrapper around Claude that gives it access to search the internet. So you can search the models and you can still talk with Claude in Perplexity. So if you want real-time data and you want like deep insights and you want to try searching things up, then I would use Perplexity. It's really good for getting just like research paper insights, all of that going on. But like I showed earlier, there's some things it can't catch. And that's why I would just kind of like open up to a general variety of tools. And remember that if one AI model can accomplish your task, another AI model probably could. All these AI models have different inherent capabilities and everything going on. So I would like honestly bounce away like, oh, was ChatGPT able to help me with my question? No, was Claude able to help me? And there's also there's another interesting service that I want to show you guys called Poe. Yeah, I've never actually logged into this myself. And oh my god, there's so many bots here. But one of my boo holders uses this a lot. And I guess you could pick the model you want to talk to and just switch between all of the models, open source models, O1 if you're a subscriber. So pretty interesting source, I think. You guys could also check this out. It's called Poe.com. So that one's pretty interesting. What other questions do we have? Oh, let me check Twitch chat for questions. How would you use it in hospitality? I'm a bar supervisor, managing bars and teams on cruise ship. Ooh, okay, wait, that's actually kind of that's a fun problem to think about. I need to ask you more questions if you're still on stream. How do you manage the bars? Like, what software do you use to manage the bars? What programs? If you could give me more insight into the stack and like how you manage people, like are you managing their schedule? Are you trying to optimize people's times, people's availability, your employees' availability, etc.? Kind of like with further info, I could help you deeper, but I think that's really interesting actually. Cypher said, are you using a Google Coral or other machine learning specific hardware for your AI image generation? No, I'm just hitting an API. I'm just using like Foul or Replicate and just paying them because I don't like hit the AI image model calls that much, and I just use that. And then so Perplexity is basically a better version of Claude / ChatGPT, and it has all the same models plus real-time data. Kind of. Probably. Get a Coral, it saves you time. I'll check out Coral. That's honestly basically what it is. Like, it has access to all the models that go through. Trying to think. I feel like in terms of teaching yourself with AI, that's honestly the basics. Is kind of like stay curious, communication is key. Use Perplexity and the ChatGPT models to answer questions. And I guess I could show you guys like there's some things I'm curious on like what's to go through. And feel free to like keep asking questions. If you guys had some in chat, because I see you guys typing. What's a good way to use AI for lead generation for real estate? That will be nice for a side gig. Just ask Perplexity. Any products? What's a good way to use AI for lead generation for real estate? It's great for can't wait to move. Would you look at that? There are AI tools like Lofty AI Assistant that offers lead conversion, appointment setting, 24/7 chat, specializes in AI-powered lead generation with videos. I guess like another big thing that I would say. So this is actually like super important. Hold on. New slide is break down tasks into smaller chunks. So sometimes you might be faced with a situation where, let me move myself again. I'll keep myself here. Sometimes you might be faced with a situation where you have a really big task. Like a couple of the things you guys all asked, they're like big general tasks. Except cyber. So look at how cyber actually, I want to like showcase that is what cyber did is like he could have just said like this entire thing that he wrote down is like he could have initially just said I need an AI system that tracks basketball players and like recruits them. But he was very specific and like broke it down where he was like, I need an AI driven scouting system, an event management system. There's like multiple modules to this. Like I want to track their recruitment. I want to automate outreach. I want to scrape social media, generate scouting reports. So almost every single one of these steps is like an individual AI piece that you would easily be able to do like on a single basis. For example, like scraping social media with AI agents. Big fucking task. But we already have some aspects of that like scraping Twitter. So you could probably like use that to scrape feeds, Instagram, the other feeds. There's other services out there that do scraping shit. So that's like one module, one part of the entire system that you could focus on until you get done to not overwhelm it. And then the second is to generate scouting reports based on the scraped data. That is another module of the system. Is once you have the scraped data, then generate scouting reports. The third one is to invite players to events. So this would be like another AI module in the system where after the scouting reports, you have an automated thing, maybe using something like JSON AI that we use above to automatically handle like reaching out to these people and doing cold outreach. But basically, when you have like a really big task or a really big overview of a task, you should break down that task into smaller chunks, more specific chunks. So AI could help you if you have a really big task or too general of a task, break it down into smaller, more manageable, specific chunks. Then let your AI focus on helping you build these specific chunks. So this applies especially for coding. So if you want to get into coding AI and let me see. Yeah, the JSON AI should help the thing. Sorry, I'm like reading Discord chat. So kind of yeah, going through like this explanation is if you have, especially for coding, if you have a very big general task, break it down into smaller chunks. So like for instance, I could showcase live in my next projects, and then I'm gonna go through, and then let AI focus. Like I totally. Oh, that's so funny. They're just on my window. Yeah. There's just I don't know if I could. I think they're just on my window, bro. What the fuck? Okay. Anyways, I hope they get the bird shites. Let me close my window real quick. Thank you. Yeah, the rope did have a purpose. Who would have thunk? Wow. Okay, it's a little darker. I feel uncomfortable when people are staring at me in my enclosure, bro. I'm like a gremlin in here. Shit. Um, we got a ton of questions. So let me run through the Twitch ones real quick, and then I'll go through the Discord ones. Are you using Google Corral? No. Okay, schedule. Okay, back to the guy who asked the bartender. He manages bars and teams on cruise ships. How would you use AI to help organize schedules, gets complaints between coworkers, making cocktails, barkeeping, stock count? We use NetChef for stock on board. So schedules is almost an easy one. That's one that I kind of made myself to help me organize my own schedule. But and kind of like I don't really have products in mind. It's all like custom made for myself, but I think this is gonna be something that could be interesting to you. Is that when it comes to schedules, you would essentially have a list. So Jeremy, so I'm gonna simulate your situation because I think this is a fun problem and I could kind of like give you an idea of how you could use AI to do this. So I'm gonna use ChatGPT. I'm gonna say you are the manager of a bar on a cruise ship. I need your help simulating data for a scenario. Like you're the manager of a bar on a cruise ship. And give me a team of 10 people and their availability. The bar is open every night. Give me a team. I'll assume 10 people and their availability. The bar is open 7 days a week from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. Let's say 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. So what I'm doing right now is I'm simulating data. I'm like pretending to have like random role members and like their availability. I need more specific. So, okay, in this case, again, like live examples, it's just like how I fucking go through and like run this all up is I'm asking for specifics on availability because my current goal right now is to simulate this guy's workers and availability so I could show him how to use AI in schedules because this is one of the like easy problems. And it gave me the availability. I guess would you need time? I don't know. I've never worked a job in my day in my life. I'm gonna be totally honest. I'm like, for availability, would they be working all night? Would they be working specific? Let's assume they work all night. Sorry, continue. So these are like their day availabilities. The bar is open up 7 days a week. I'm simulating the team data right now. 10 to 12 hours is a shift. Okay, so we'll do this general thing, right? So I copied this full schedule, right? So we have like the schedule of your entire team. And it's almost as simple as like I'm the manager of a bar cruise ship that is open 7 days a week. Shifts are 10 to 12 hours. Please create me a schedule for the week based on my team's availability. An employee, and then this is kind of like we're being specific. Like works more. It's like how many people do you have on staff? Like how many people do you have working per day? 3, 4, 5. So just so I randomly guess, at least 3 to 4 people needed per day. And then when you ask this and you kind of like paste in your schedule, then ChatGPT could go analyzing. When the fuck did you start analyzing? He's making code. That's interesting. Oh, he made the weekly schedule. Okay, so based on like the random availability and just like the simulated data, it gave me like it gave me 4 members to like organize and like let them work together per week. And obviously like the more specific, did my Discord die again? Hello? Can you guys hear me? Or is my shit bugged? Okay, it's just you out, sorry. But based on like just the simulated data of what's going on, You could kind of get the idea. You can hear me. Perfect. Thank you, Vivid. And if you just get your employee schedule, then you could help it organize their schedule for you. And then let's say like you do have a schedule and someone calls out, then it's almost as simple as, hey, someone called out. Can you like reorganize the schedule, or can you like fill someone in the blank, or like tell me who I should hit up to fill in this blank based on availability? And then you can also get into the realm of more interesting things where it's like, hey, these two coworkers hate each other. Like, don't ever pair them up together. And if you start giving these filters for the AI to follow, then it will be able to follow your filters and like not pair these two people together. Pair these two people together, like they work really good together, like make sure they work together, and kind of just like giving your insights as a manager to the AI system could then help you automate actually creating the schedule. So that's like one example. Managing guest complaints is almost like, so I would use Claude. So I'm like managing guest complaints. So going back to, okay, now I need a batch of guest complaints to simulate. I don't know how handling guest complaints works. But yeah, we get like a batch of guest complaints here, right? He's helping me with batch complaints. Drink spillage, noisy atmosphere, dirty glassware, long wait to pay, all of this, blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna say, you are the manager of a bar in a cruise ship. Can you help me organize? Can you help me manage all of these guest complaints? I'm almost just gonna say that and kind of like see what Claude says. Also, it doesn't have to be Claude. You could just be like, you use ChatGPT. I just like bouncing between models a lot. Oh, he's contemplating. Oh, Claude doesn't want to help me? What the fuck? Paste that in ChatGPT and see what's up. But he got the point. It's way more clear. Thank you. Fuck yeah. Okay, great. I'm glad I could help with that. I'm thinking to buy one of those two NVIDIA supercomputers. How smart is that for a person who doesn't have skills in AI? It's almost useless for you to buy those supercomputers when you have access already to ChatGPT for $20 a month and you have access to Claude. So I wouldn't waste, like, unless you're like me, those supercomputers. Oh my fucking God, I was waiting for those. But like the reason is that I run my own custom models. I have my own custom AI systems. Like I want to run all of that locally. So unless you want to get into the realm of developing that and working with that, then you would buy the supercomputers. If you are just using AI for tasks like the one I just showed you, like you don't have to buy a computer. That's overkill. You could just use the services already available to you. So that's Twitch. That's Twitch questions out the way. We got a fuck ton of questions on Discord I'm gonna go through. And let me see what's up with all this. What's a good way for lead generation real estate? Covered that. Where can I message you about dev work around music? You could hit me up on my site. So I'll like paste this in, but I have this site. And if you just fill out this form down here, I have an AI agency called Agency 42 where we do custom solutions for brands, people, etc. So whatever you got, just fill it there. And if it's a task that seems like something we want to take, then we'll hit you back regarding dev work resounding like music. He dropped the singer. I want to start a faceless channel. What do you recommend for the best AI images? I would say for that, honestly, like Midjourney. Like there's actually, like, I saw this. I think that's pretty interesting. But there's a whole like how to use AI to faceless YouTube.
It took me 3.
How to start a faceless channel with AI. Oh, this is interesting. I think Midjourney is good. There's also Grok. So if you go on Twitter and there's like already Grok, you could be like, generate me an image of an anime superhero. I don't know. And kind of like run through that whole thing, and then it's interesting. I know my boy K2 is typing right now. Ooh! What the fuck is up, dog? I'm such a yeah. Maybe you could use Grok to gen images. I would use Midjourney, honestly, to run through that whole thing. Um, Kind of like going through more of the questions is, would you be worried to use web scraping for government and public records website that don't have an API? I don't know about scraping a government website. I don't know what I don't know what the legal implications of that are. I would just say avoid the feds at all costs is probably the best thing that I would do, especially if you're in the crypto space with your IP linked to your shit. It's state public records. Oh, I don't know. You could probably scrape that. I don't see why not. Just ask AI. Can I scrape state public records? I'm already doing it manually. Can I just automate it? I'm sure you can. Honestly, if you're already manually doing it, then it's fine. Um, there's interesting web crawlers out there. Like if you want to scrape websites, Firecrawl is a really interesting site. So you can check this out. It turns websites into clean data for LLMs to like scroll and scrape. So that's something. AI told me to call them and ask. Yeah, don't call them. Just scrape their shit, to be honest. This is not an endorsement to do things. And then kind of running through the questions. I had the idea of making an MLO assistant for my wife to help streamline, but she said it can't access anything company related. They had a policy revision recently to account for AI. That makes sense. I mean, a lot of companies have personal, like, private data. But I think when it comes to companies like that, that's when like the new Google or the new NVIDIA supercomputer that drops that lets you run local models that aren't connected to the internet can help deal with company data and all of that shit securely. So until we get more into the realm of that, I see AI not being used in companies due to like risk factors there. Cyber Sosa said, as a young futurist, how are you viewing work and earning? My brother is 23 and is very trad, but a bright petro engineer. I see how you are carving a lane. I saw one tweet of yours this week and became an instant fan. Thanks for the insight. I'll shoot you a note to have a side convo bet. How are you viewing work and earning? Honestly, I amplify yourself with AI. It's like a lot of people are worried about getting replaced by AI and like their businesses and like what's going on. I think that if you incorporate AI, I really don't know how the corporations work, but just from what I've seen, I believe if you are able to incorporate AI into what you do, and use AI to make yourself a superhuman. Like me personally, when it comes to coding, I feel like I'm like a fucking team of 10 people. And like the amount of things I'm able to get done, how fast I'm able to ship, how I just like direct. Like I almost don't even touch code myself anymore, except unless I'm prompting. For the most part, I'm really just communicating very clearly and managing an AI team and telling them to accomplish different things, understanding their strengths and weaknesses and how to tie them together. So yeah, being like a AI HR is interesting. What language do you use to make AI tools and models? I've been coding for 8 days. Cursor and Claude. That's all you need. You don't need anything else. And then, are you a self-taught dev? How long was your journey from a normie till now? I'm a self-taught dev. I taught myself how to teach myself with AI like 2 years ago, and I just talk to AI every single day. And I just code and I just build and I just keep making shit, and that's usually like all that happens, and that's all you got to do. My boy K2 said, I was planning on learning C++. Is there any alternative languages that flow better for the field of coding? Fuck yeah. Don't start with C++. Start with like Python or JavaScript. Like if you want to get into the realm of coding with AI, which is honestly more important than learning C++, in my opinion, then I would learn Python. Because then, like, once you understand a base, like, Python is used in everything now. I don't even know C++. I don't use C++. I just code with JavaScript, and I just code with Python. But, like, once you understand one coding language and how to code with AI with one coding language, you start realizing that coding is really just advanced problem solving and architectural design. And once you could plan out, once you have a problem in your head and you could solve that, and you could break down that task into smaller pieces and use an AI to code it, then the AI could code it in Python. The AI could code it in JavaScript. The AI could code it in C++. Like the AI could code it in any coding language that exists, because at the base core of coding is just structure. And if you could build out the structure in your head, then tell an AI step by step the structure needed, and then it could build that out for you. So I'd say start with Python, honestly, or JavaScript, either one. It's Python or JavaScript. I personally myself, I code in TypeScript and JavaScript all the time, but I did actually start with Python. But it doesn't matter. You could just swap back and forth. I end up swapping back and forth a lot. Okay, I think that were all the questions on Twitch. On Twitch, Lack said, what about Render, Nosana, IONET? Can a supercomputer help you with that? You do cloud jobs, they reward you with their tokens for a job done. What is IONET? Is that like the internet of GPUs? Oh, decentralized deep in network. I mean, yeah, I would say the supercomputer could help, but also think about how everyone else is going to get a supercomputer. I think these decentralized clusters of GPU and power actually get more interesting. It's like, yeah, you can buy the supercomputer and then connect with this network and contribute your GPU power to these networks and get paid in token. Like, that is 100% possible. And maybe the earlier you are, the more you get paid out. Who knows? It's a really interesting site. Yeah, I think that is basically, it's basically class, I'd say. Let me go through the mix real quick and see what's up. So, teach yourself with AI, stay curious, communication is key, learn how to prompt, break down tasks into smaller chunks. I guess I was gonna show like an actual example of like breaking down tasks into smaller chunks, and kind of like there's something I have to do today. So for the most part, that was class in terms of the basics. You have all the resources here. You can start here. I showed you guys how to, where's this here? I showed you guys how to use Perplexity and how to use AI to help you like with your different careers and choices and how to search things up. And honestly, just like keep talking to AI. And then you could just ask me as well and like hit me up with whatever's going on. But I hope that was a useful class. I hope I got banger content out of that. And then now there's something I wanted to make for the Ordinals ecosystem that I'm going to stay on and live build for a bit. So you guys are more than welcome to stay and kind of like walk through. And like see how I actually go through like a real product building, like how I build with AI and like what I would do to build with AI and kind of like show you guys the progress. So I'll go through that too. But in terms of like the actual class, that's class. Thank you guys so much for attending.